Guys, also before we get started on me showing you the basket, I have an unboxing.
There can't be two Alpha Titans.
Who bows to who?
Kong bows to no one.
The world needs Kong.
There's something provoking into war.
Alright guys, what is going on? Today's video, I'm going to go into my garage and show you exactly what's been going on with the fuel system. And yes, I am customizing the fuel basket. I'm going to show you guys what I did, how I did it, all that stuff, because you know, like I said, the fuel hat that's out from MMX I'm not the biggest fan of, and it's stupidly expensive for what it is. And Rick Taps is not even out yet. Who knows when that's coming out? So this is going to be the fuel basket that I'm going to keep in the Ram. Basically, it's a stock fuel basket, just customized with some holes and some fittings to fit the new lines and the new pump and all that kind of stuff, guys. So I'm gonna go in the garage, show you what I did. I didn't video this process, but I did take pictures of it going along the way. So I'm gonna put the pictures up of overlays of what I exactly did, and I'm gonna go over exactly what I did, showing you the basket. Like I said, it's not the prettiest thing, but it's gonna be the most efficient, and I'll show you exactly why. All right, guys. Also, before we get started on me showing you the basket, I have an unboxing. This is the 6AN return line that I got in from Spelab Autosports. So thank you, Spelab, for this. This is the 6AN line. Great line. I actually did a fitting already. I'm going to show you that fitting in a second. Same thing as the 8AN. Comes with a bunch of 45s, 90s, straight. I think it's got like a U-fitting somewhere. Got a clamp. Bunch of fittings. The return line, I don't need half as much of these fittings as I do the feed line, because I got more stuff to show you on the feed line too, fellas. So bam, and they give you this little tool. This tool is very helpful to getting on the pieces. So let me show you the Spelab 8AN line. PTFE, as you can see see if you can see it in there. There you go. PTFE, that's the plastic hose inside. That's a PTFE line, as you can see from here. Braided, nylon braided, stainless steel. Let's see. Oh, there you go. You can see the stainless steel in there. This is from the factory. Let me show you the other side of it. This side, yeah, you can see it now. It's all, see the stainless steel braiding I cut. And here is my return line. I actually put one of these fittings on. I don't know if you can see it straight. You might be able to see it straight through from video. Yeah, well, if not. It's my little vise that I got in here, so it might be a little chewed up, as you can see that. But the line is on. This is the return line. As you can see, guys, here is my custom fuel basket that I made. Yes, you're gonna look at all this and see the silicone. This is RT. This is JB Weld Ultimate Black RTV silicone. This is the best gas resistant silicone that you can basically get, besides going up to like something absolutely crazy. And what I did was I drilled a pretty big hole right here, another pretty big hole here, and I cut off this. Out here was actually the old line. I'm gonna show you a picture of that in a second. The old line that was here, I cut that off and put in the 6AN return line. So that's what I did there. I'm going to show you underneath of it. It's not the prettiest either. This fitting is actually just a wire fitting. This fitting's pretty cool. I actually got it on Amazon, and it fits the wires perfectly for the fuel pump. So what I did under here, these all have PTFE washers on them. And as you can see, all the red, this washer had to shave to make fit in there. Fits great, no problems. The red is actually me putting on thread locker on the nuts, as you can see right there. Thread locker on all these nuts, so they do not come off. And then I put the JB Weld Ultimate Black silicone around all this, because, you know, when you drill a hole, there's always going to be little cracks. So I literally covered the living crap out of it. And this is not the stock one, obviously. This was handed me by Kevin Bennett, thank you, to work on. And yeah, so I did the 8AN line here. It's a 90 to there. I got the double nuts to tighten it up from here to here. And like I said, I put the red thread locker on there. Same as here. This one actually goes into that way. Let's see if we get a better angle. That way and out that way, as you can see it. Yep. And this I bought just because it looks a little bit better than, you know, drawing an electrical line. Just drilling a nice big, a nice hole for the electrical line to make the pump look pretty good. Now, what we're going to do with this, as you can see, the two middle lines are for the fuel pump sensor. These two are for the old fuel pump. Much skinnier than these, a lot thinner. And this is the old remote wire. So what I'm going to do is basically all these wires are coming out except for the fuel level sensor. And I'm actually going to plug the fuel level sensor right up in here like stock, as you can see, right up in there like factory. And I'll have the fuel level sensor run to the factory wiring. Now the pump we won't need, obviously, because we're running the FC2 controller from 4. And the remote, there is now a remote hookup to, you run the new remote right to the FC2 controller from 4. It's in this box, I'm pretty sure, yes. So that is what we're doing with that. So that's why these three wires are all going to get disconnected. And I don't see why it wouldn't work, because there's a separate connection in here for the fuel level sensor. That was basically my only concern. And what we got going here, I put this on. This is the fuel pump. This is the 295. Like I said, I'm not 100% done. I still got to get some, couple little things. But yeah, this is basically done. As you can see, it goes up on this pipe right here. Bang, straight, tighten that on. I've got the return line going up in here. Boom, right in there. Fuel pump connects from here to this one here. We'll connect that. That's came from the factory. And I'll probably even put the silicone around here, just because there's little tiny holes. Like, I mean, I don't know how tiny you want to call them, but I don't know if you need to, guys. Let me know in the comments if I need to. They fit literally perfectly, so I don't know if it's necessary. I don't want to say yes or no. Maybe, who knows? But that is what we got going to there. Like I said, this is the Spelab line, and I'll be showing an install of the Spelab, and I'll be showing an install of how to get these on. I just haven't gotten, videoed it yet, but I did put 2 fittings on to get ready for the bucket, the basket, because that's what we got going. By the way, we cannot run, I talked before, we cannot run the booster pump with the FC2 controller. FC2 controller is maxed at 16.5 amps, and the booster pump that I have is a 17.5 volts. Sorry, the booster pump maxes out. The FC2 controller maxes out at 16.5 volts. My booster pump maxes out at 17.5 volt booster pump, so that will not work. But we did get more stuff. Let me see if I have it in this box here. We got more stuff, all from 4. Oh, here's the fuel filter for the pump. I don't know if I showed you guys this stuff. I got some stuff together. Yeah, I don't know if I showed this last time, but none of this is permanent. They don't have no pipe thread sealing on. I just put it on to make sure. I think that's, yeah, fuel pressure gauge, fuel pressure regulator. Here's the 8AN line from Spelab. Great product, guys. Yes, we got the 488 millimeter fuel filter. This has got stainless steel inside it too, guys. So it's ready for anything we throw at it. The check valve. The reason, like, most guys aren't going to run the check valve. The reason we got the check valve is because the 295 does not come with a check valve, and this thing's going to flow. This thing's going to flow anything that we need on pump gas, even at like 800 wheel. This thing with the lines and the regulator, we got enough to do all that. So very excited for that coming out. We got big things happening finally. All right, I will say this also, guys. Tomorrow we are not going to be pulling the motor. I was really hoping it, but Steve has his first day off tomorrow in like a month, so he does not want to pull the motor on his only day off. But he does have a 5-day weekend coming up next weekend, and he said to me, let's hope this goes well. He plans on having the entire truck done by the end of his 5-day weekend. So Tuesday, he's looking to have it done. So Tuesday, hopefully we can have this thing up and started. Oh, sorry. Here's have the truck up, started, and running. So what I got to do, I got to get a friggin' startup tune from Jay before Tuesday. And I don't know if I showed you guys in there. That's the 6.4 windage tray from Holly. Thank you, Holly, guys. I'm going to open that. I'm going to do an unboxing of that when I get there. The only thing is, because Steve's doing it like Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, I will not be there to video everything. He said he's going to try and video it on his own. Here's the FC2 controller, in case you guys haven't seen that. Sorry. Bam. Very nice. I don't know if you can see, but we have two 30 amps pre-installed. 30 amp you need for a 285 Hellcat or a 295, which is the bigger one. Obviously, we got the bigger one. And we can run a 285 secondary, but we need to get like a different type, an automotive relay or something. I was talking to Ford about it. So when we go E85, what we're going to do is we're going to pop this basket out. I'm not even 100% sure I'm doing the 85. I'm like on the fence about it. I got to talk to Jay, see how things are going. I do eventually want to go there. What we're going to do is going to pop this out. I'll get a Y block. Get a Y block for here and run another line for another pump, and bam, run two pumps very easily. Run the friggin' pumps right to the new wiring to the FC2 controller, and that's it. It's done. All right? It's gonna be much easier to change it out. But like I said, we're not going E85 because we went low compression on the motor, so we can run a lot of power on just regular gas, even 93. Now we want to run some great times on 93. I plan on running much faster on 93 than what this thing can run on MS109. Like we said, we did an 11.2 on MS109. I plan on shattering that. And I don't mean going, I don't plan on just doing a 10.9, 10.8 on E8 on 93. I want to run a mid-10 on 93 with the pulley system that we have. Now, we have potential for more than that. But we got to get the trans built first, because the trans is not going to be able to handle that. So, that's the fuel. That's the, you know, couple little extra parts we got going into the, coming in here, fellas. So, yeah, nothing crazy. I just want to show you the update on what's going on. So next weekend is going to be a big weekend, and Steve's going to get a lot done. Of course, I got to put all that back in there nice and neat like I had it. Everything down there is for the motor. That's the Melling high performance fuel pump. Those are our new fuel spark plugs. 6.4 windage trays under this one. That box. Oh, oil filter in that box, the Royal Purple break-in oil, 5W30 break-in oil filter. That is all the coolant we need. I think that's 4.5. There's 4 in there and a half. So we need 4, but there's 4.5 gallons. So that is what we got in there. My wife got me this cool little stand, so now I can do some video with it. I don't gotta like get down on my knees or nothing crazy like that. I think it's pretty cool. The phone actually fits in here nice. So yeah. So, yeah, guys, that's what we got going for today, man. Tomorrow is looking very nice. And tomorrow, I plan on doing, like, basically a final drive with the 5.7. Maybe I want to do some polls, maybe do some draggy videos. We're only on 93, just, you know, it's drivable. But maybe we'll get some things to see what we can do on 93 in the warmer weather. It is warmer out. Today's, like, almost 80 degrees. So, tomorrow, if everything goes well, I'll have a video tomorrow. The video won't be out tomorrow, but I'll make the video tomorrow on, like, you know, basically final drive and on 93, because I'm not going to be driving it during the week. We got smoke. Bye-bye, smoke. Love this car, guys, but this car is basically gone as soon as we get the registration and paperwork in. So that's what we got going there, and, yeah. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see, we got some good, everything we need for the fuel system. We do need a couple more fittings. I need a couple straights and 90s. That's really it. I need, like, 4 more straights. Or 4 more 90s and 3 more straights. I can't remember. I wrote it down on my list. But we need a couple more straights and 90s because we did not have enough from Spelab. They do have like black and red ones, and I asked them. They're really, you know, that's the same exact fittings. I wanted to try to match every exact fitting, but they don't have in black. I want to stay everything black, so I'm probably going to get them on like Racetronics or something. I know Racetronics is a very good website. So basically, yeah. And we did order a lot of stuff on Racetronics too. Before, we got a lot of good stuff from 4 coming in. The whole system is basically a 4 system. We have the FC2 controller, the fuel pressure regulator, the fuel filter, the check valve. The only thing that's not 4 is the basket and the lines. That's literally it. Everything else is 4. So I'm going to call it a 4 fuel system. Just me customizing the basket and the lines. Obviously, you know, you buy lines anywhere. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.